back, Chef Gilmore. I am so excited to have you back on Zaz TV, and I know we were emailing back and forth, and our month of July at Zaz TV, we're actually celebrating heroes. And to us, heroes are not totally, superheroes in capes, but or maybe soldiers like you who actually go fight wars. But to us, heroes are pretty much any ordinary person who probably have, faced challenges and probably conquered them and actually, made it turn it into a success. And I think these are heroes truly in our eyes. And your story is kind of cool because you are a war hero, and in this episode of From War Hero to Business Hero, I think you truly are a hero because you come from background of the military background. You've served in 2 wars, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And what always fascinates me is being a soldier, and here you are, a culinary expert, a chef. Totally 2 different, I would say, backgrounds. I got to hear that story, the story that actually the passion that drove you into culinary arts. What's that all about? I mean, how did you get started?
Well, I got started at actually a very young age. I was one of those people that was always around the kitchen. Every time my mom actually went out and cooked, I was like really right behind her. So the passion of culinary arts actually started around that time frame, around I'd say like 6 or 7 years old. Then it actually grew. Now you have a lot of cookbooks being produced, a lot of leading chefs on Food Network station, different culinary TV shows as well. So a combination of all of that, combination of just going into a restaurant, casual dining, fine dining restaurant, if you will, and seeing people, facial expressions and body gestures and such, as they get that plate of food been put in front of them, and watching that expression just of happiness and joyfulness just really come out.
So how is that different? I know, like I said, coming from a military background and then now in the food industry, right? How is that? How did that happen? Of course, I understand that you're driven by your passion, that putting something in front of them and they taste what you made for them, and when their faces lit up, that is so rewarding. But really, I'm sure there is a different story that actually helped root that passion. What's the background? What's the story? Is there somebody in your life happens to be the driver of that passion? Maybe a mom, an aunt, or a grandmother who probably was a great cook in the family that inspired this passion and helped develop this passion in you?
Yeah, truthfully, it actually came from my younger brother. I actually got him excited into culinary arts, and then he took the same feeling of culinary arts and just drove it in a completely different direction. So just to tell you that, looking at how my brother started out with the same interest of culinary arts under me, and looking at through his hard work and efforts what that led up to, so that really brought me back into a full swing of culinary arts, and that's why you have me here in Johnson & Wales and majoring in culinary arts and so forth. But I pull a lot of my inspirations from him, because now being an older brother, I'm playing catch up to my younger brother, so that's kind of a funny thing.
Inspiration comes from anywhere, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
So maybe you can tell me, how did you get started being a soldier? Because again, that too must have a story, because that usually it's somebody that inspires you, or it's something that you've always wanted to do. So how did you get started?
Well, I guess the process for being in the military is much easier for myself because my whole family is, I have a military background. Um, you know, my
Okay, that's that's pretty much, it's
yeah,
okay. I see.
yeah. So
It makes it so much easier, isn't it?
exactly. Because I grew up in that background. My dad was E6 staff sergeant in the United States Army on an active duty. Then he got out as an E6. I'm a E5 in the Army. I have a brother that's active duty Marines. I believe he got his E5 too, newly promoted. And my brother that I was mentioning before, Frederick
Uh-huh.
Gilmore, Navy. He just got his E5 rank too. So
So here you are, still in the military, but then you're also a business owner. This is the beauty of it, because people don't really see this fact until you break it down into the way I will break it down right now. You
mhm.
went for all those training for many years, you serve in a war, and you still are serving, and then you come back, you do a business. And people generally say having a business is very hard, and it's like so much stuff to do, because you have to do it all your own. And whenever there's a challenge, I don't know if I can handle it. So tell me, really, I mean, I want the truth here. You served in the war. I mean, you went on two tours, right? And here
Correct.
you are, a business owner. Which one is more challenging? Which one is much more tough?
Oh man. Well,
I
that's
I
actually
mean,
that's actually a very good question. I would say that running a business is a lot harder than a deployment of any kind.
really?
Yes, there's a lot of
Wow, that's amazing.
yeah. I mean,
Which why do you
war
say that?
because war is straightforward. And what I mean by that is year round prior to you being deployed, you're training. You go into the fields, you go into the range, the shooting range. You're doing a lot of certifications. And then
Right.
when you actually deploy, then you're doing your job that you've been training for that whole year block. You're doing that. So you already prepped for it. But the thing with business is there's a lot of things that happen uh, to yourself or to your business that is unexpected.
So, what would you say, starting your own business right now, that you're a business owner, what have you learned? If there's one thing that you would say you learned from starting your own business, what is one big element that you learned from starting your own business?
Time management.
Many of us don't have it. The lack of
Yeah.
it, right? Yes,
Yes.
exactly. So tell me about that. What you've learned from time management.
Well, you learn as everybody that's going to view this video may know that while serving in the military, you will learn time management, but
Right.
uh, it's on a much smaller scale compared to being a CEO or a person in my situation. You're looking at, and I'm just saying for myself, I have a business with 15 chefs. I'm a full-time student at Johnson& Wells. I'm a full-time father. I
Oh
got
yeah, I
three
forgot you're
kids.
a student at Johnson and Wales too. There you go, four
Yes,
major things.
exactly. And I'm currently serving in the reserves now. So
There you go.
I have a lot on my plate, and time management has to be a key factor in every waking moment that I have.
Absolutely. I mean, and I think, being the chief water washer, the cook, the driver, and all that stuff, right? We really have to learn it, right? I mean, like, whether we like
Yes,
it or not, you got to do it. Like, if you're in the
exactly.
military, you have to, because it's regimented, it's scheduled, you have an expectation. But with having your own business, you really have to start from scratch, right? You have to
Exactly.
have a feel of what your time is, and you have to play it out. So, let me ask you this. What would you say motivates you to do what you do today?
My family,
And Chef
my
Gilmore Income. Okay.
my kids is the biggest
Okay.
motivator. I look at life. I look at what happened to those that took life as a joke or for granted, and where that left them off. Usually,
Yeah.
you know, Crossroad, Rhode Island's, a homeless shelter or on the street
Right.
somewhere. And
Right.
I look at people that took life seriously at a younger age, made smarter investments, educations, whatever they had to do to succeed. And I see where that left them off. So I want to be in that same light. And I want to be a shining example to all three of my kids and show them, hey, look, with hard work, dedication, and pure focus, with education and with smart investments or investment moves, this is what you can have or you can achieve later on in your life. So my kids
Absolutely.
is the greatest everything to me because Chef Gilmore Company is for them.
There you go. So, if I were to ask you, where do you visualize, or what's your vision for Chef Gilmore and Co. Probably 2 to 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself?
2 years from now, Chef Gilmore Company will cover a majority of the East Coast. 5 years from now, we'll be covering the United States.
I love that, the way you say it, that conviction. And I think it's important for us to say that because it's true. That's why they say you reach for the stars, you probably land on the moon, right? So, and I
Exactly.
think you're awesome by putting that, because everybody has to have I mean, affirmations. And the way you said it sounded like you've already affirmed this to yourself, and you know where the direction that you're heading. And I just can't wait to follow you guys and see what's new. And please, at any time, reach out to us and see if there's any way that we can help you. Definitely, this is going to be interesting to follow you on your journey.
Yes, thank you. You already have helped in a big way. You actually opened us to the Connecticut market. I actually
There you
got a
go.
few resumes from very experienced chefs from different areas of Connecticut to work for me and open up an office in all throughout
Yay! This
Connecticut.
is why we do what we do, because I totally am a huge believer that sometimes we have to collaborate and help each other in one way, form, or other. And for us, doing the videos, or the interviews are pretty much our way of also, trying to make things work, build that relationship, that collaboration, because we all never know when our next customer or our next client will come from, right? Because all I would
Exactly.
probably know, with us using so much technology in our businesses these days, I'll probably get a call from somebody in Rhode Island and go like, "Hey, can I coach? Can I train with you?" Because you'll never know, because that's a possibility that happens. So, thank you so much for your time, for being here. I mean, I really can't wait for that 2 year period and a 5 year period and go like, "Hey, I know Chef Gilmore. He actually was on our show." So
Yes.
this is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Now, before we go, we want to make sure you have a way of getting in touch with Chef Gilmore. So, as you can see, I am looking at his website right now. So, the website is www.chefgilmore.com. And You can get all the information about the company, about what they do, right here on their website, and you can also like their Facebook page. All right, so all their information's there. Should you need, their service. And I understand that he's also constantly looking for team members. So team members who understand their passion and also are passionate about what they do. This is where you would get Chef Gilmore's information and how to contact him. So this is Zavzan, and folks, again, thank you for watching. You're watching Zest TV, the show that brings you a dash of passion to the perfect blend of ingredients for your success in business and in life. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.